Week 41 of reselling, and it's been a journey, and this week has been my best profit margin week ever. I kid you not. And I want to share with you some tips and tricks of maybe how you could actually lower your costs or increase your profit margin in your own store. We're going to touch on that shortly later in the video. Of course, along the way, I want to share with you some highs, some lows, some ups, some downs, and everything in between. This week, actually, my store has opened up a bit more. And what I mean by that, we've finally jumped back over some of the thresholds, and I've been able to sell a great variety of items. So let's jump into it. So kicking off with the top 5 items sold, and top item number 1, I actually sold 2 of these, and that's in this lot. So this Dream Machine DVD, I never knew anything about it. I actually saw it at a local retail store when I was out just getting my essential items during lockdown, and I've only had these for about 48 hours. Well, actually probably 3 days, to be honest. They cost me $10, the 2 of them. Sold them for $99.94 combined. That was 2 different lots. One went overseas, one went local, and I profited $78.20. Top item number 2, these 4-wheel drive, they're basically from a magazine DVDs. Now, I got these in a huge big bundle from probably early June. So this lot actually cost me 77 cents because it was part of so many other items. I sold this bundle for $90.50 after postage and fees. I've profited around $62, but there was about 50 of these DVDs, so I've come out pretty well with them considering my cost up front. But you can pick these up on the side of the road. I've seen these on the side of the road before in the past, and I've never collected them. These ones I did take, and because I did some comping, and yeah, they sell well. Top item number 3 was a DVD again, and this was Open All Hours, a complete series. This came out of a deceased estate lot. Cost me 36 cents. I sold it for $39. That's $33. Profit after fees and postage. Another DVD. It's been all DVDs this week, but we have sold another one called The Road to Collection, and this one from the deceased estate also cost me 36 cents, sold it for $49. That's $32.45 profit. Top item number 5. Now, this is one of the free items that I've been able to source over the last few weeks, and we're going to touch on how you can do this yourself. But this one, Friday the 13th, the complete history of Friday the 13th, sold it for $35. Plus $15 postage, so I profited $31.83. Flops, wins, lessons, all that jazz for this week. No flops. It's been a great week. I'm back up there mentally, and things are moving in the right direction. But the big lesson for this week is ride the waves and embrace the lows. And I've been working through how I've been able to get my mindset back into where it needs to be to progress. And after last week's perspective video, if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. That has enabled me to kind of press on and move on. And now also, I guess one of the big wins, which I haven't mentioned here, is we are finally opening back up at the end of October. So the 29th of October, 6 p.m. Friday, retail's open, which means the following week I'll be able to get back out and do some thrifting, but we'll ease into that. But the wins for this week also was some freebies. I got some more freebies. We'll talk about that shortly. And networking. That's another point that I want to make sure I bring up and discuss with you guys, is the power of networking and how that has enabled me to get some freebies this week as well. We're an above average week. We have finally hit back over the $1,000 amount. So it's been a battle to get back here, but I have been putting in the work, and I have been, trying to see how I can make my margin better to ensure at the end of the day it's not about sales, it's not about the revenue, but around the profit, so I can pay bills and all that jazz. So this week we have done 50 sales, ASP being $22.70, margin sitting around 72.7%, cost of goods you can see there $112. We've sold $1,133 worth, and we've profited $824, give or take. Now, if you jump on over to the side, you can see there's some great variety here. This week DVDs have just jumped back up. All of a sudden, books, they've continued to be the big seller, but I've sold 5 clothes this week. I've sold some electronics. I've sold some Pokemon cards. Toys were very hot this week, and video games too. So I think the key thing to take away from this is we're in Q4. Things are starting to happen. People are buying for Christmas. People are wanting to ensure that they're getting in early, getting the bargains. Money's going to be tight, but people are going to want exactly what they want to ensure that, well, after a bit of a crazy year, that people are going to get what they want. So I'm expecting that over the next coming weeks, it's going to start to ramp up, and video games, toys, DVDs, electronics, all this stuff is going to be key, especially if it's sealed or if they're very niche items for collectors and things like that. So that's my strategy for the next few weeks. I am trying to source a few new deals just to try and be relevant for these areas, especially video games and stuff. But we will press on, we will continue on, and I'll be sharing the journey regardless. How have we progressed over the long run? Well, we're starting to progress up, right, as you can see here. So this week we've done 1,133. Average is now up $877 from $871. So starting to see that trend in the right direction. Same for listings. We're back up there. We've done 108 listings for the week, but sales, we have done 7.1 sales. So starting to see the trend pick up. I have been doing some relists as well, but on average doing about 13 to 14 new items and then a couple of relists here and there. So the weekly flow. This week it was, it started off a very consistent first 4 or 5 days, and then we had a big banger of a day, $307, and then the last couple of days have been, yeah, pretty consistent as well. So not complaining, very happy with this. It's good to see that consistency, but you can see the volume here. I've had some days of 8 sales, $137, some days of 3 sales, $123. So ASP was all over the place this week. $100,000 revenue update. How are we going? Well, we're at day 287 and we're just shy of 36 grand, and we have a long way to go. But as I keep saying each week, I'm going to keep showing up, keep sharing this, seeing how long it's going to take. Look, a lot can happen between now and December. If I can get some new deals, get some things listed, I think we could get to, we're definitely going to get close to that 50 grand before the end of the year. I'm pretty confident on that. However, I think it's still going to be a very big challenge to get to that big 100. But let's see what happens. Some time for some show and tell, just a few little things throughout the week. Let's have a look. All right, team, here is another little sneak peek of just what has sold today. It is Thursday, just about to prep for my mail run tomorrow, which is Friday, of course. But I want to take you through a few things that have sold. So this Robin Hobb's book, I think it's about 22 bucks there. This one was $49, open all hours, sealed. This one was just a $7 DVD. 3 Assassin's Creed guidebooks, bundled them up. They were individual, person asked to buy them all, so sold a lot for $85. This one I got $50 flat, and this guy sold for $22. Jim Beam whiskey shirt. This one went for around $22, or no, it might have been $19 plus $9 postage, and this was another $9 book with $9 postage. So got a few different things there. Probably a few more things to come overnight, I reckon, but can't complain. But majority is books, DVDs, and one piece of clothing, so can't complain. It all helps pay the bills. This is basically since I last posted, which is Wednesday, so basically almost 48 hours worth of things that have sold. So not huge quantities, but high margin. A lot of this stuff I've got $1 in. I think this is 36 cents. This one was 36 cents. 36 cents. That was a freebie. These are free. That was about 36 cents, and this guy I think was about $2.50 or something. So pretty good. All right, team, welcome back to another Friday drive to the post office segment. And today I just want to say that while here in Victoria it is Freedom Day, well, half Freedom Day, I guess, because well, technically we can come out of lockdown today. We can go out, go wherever we want, except retail still isn't open, so it doesn't really change much for me, to be honest. But I'm gonna go do this mail run and pick up a few little groceries and whatnot. But it's been a pretty good couple of days. Can't complain. I had a last minute sale there just as I was packing, managed to sneak it through, and that came out to be a flat $100. Let's go to the post office. I'll walk you in with me, have some banter, and we'll talk soon. Let's go.
Okay, just regular price for you?
Yes, ma'am. All right, perspective is everything. And this is a new little segment I want to include into these weekly videos just to help give perspective of how I'm ranking with sales, profit, revenue, and margin. My intent for this reselling game is to obviously increase profit so I can save, I can invest, and I can pay my bills. So I want to help show you how this week compares to my total tally of weeks, but just looking at a ranking of 1 to 10 as well, and if they land in that bracket. So Week 41 for sales, we have come in at rank number 4. As you can see here, 50 sales. For revenue, we've actually come in at a rank 10 for week 41. Not too bad though, it's still a very consistent week. Profit, we have come in at rank number 4, which is surprising. We're up there, considering I've done some huge revenue weeks in the past. But then the big kicker, the big win for this week is I've hit my highest margin again, and we're going to chat on how you could potentially do this too. This was rank number 1. It's my best week in terms of margins, and I feel like this has come over time, but we're going to discuss on that very shortly. Let's talk about some tips of how you can increase your profit or profit margin or lower your costs. And I mean, I think that's the obvious thing here is the first thing you want to do is lower your costs. And the best way to do that is across 2 different areas. It's around postage and sourcing. And of course, there's going to be more. You've got ideas, let me know in the comments below, but these are just some of the tips and tricks of that have been working really, really well for me. And number 1 under postage is make sure you have your Australia Post business plan set up. You can start to save up so much, especially on international. You can save 20% on your postage and start to gain a little bit back into your pocket. But as you progress, as you get closer to the band 4, band 5, this starts to really pay dividends because things that used to cost you $9, it's going to be bringing it down to that average of $7. If you're doing 50 sales per week, that's an extra $100 potentially in your pocket. So it's well worth ensuring that you are signed up for that. The other one around postage is packaging. How are you sourcing your packaging? Don't buy it. Can you get it from someone else? And what I mean by packaging is the filler, the stuff that you're putting in to keep everything secure, bubble wrap, the paper, all that jazz. Can you be sourcing it from other people? Let people know what you do. That's actually one of the points a little lower, but if you can source it from friends, family, other businesses, finding on the side of the road, this stuff will save you a lot because there is a lot of it out there and it can start to add up in cost. But if you can have this one coming out as a freebie, if you can get this from other people, put a community post out, reach out to your friends and family. Everyone is buying online at the moment, so there is so much of this going to waste otherwise. So reach out and see if you can get it for free. And then the third one is, this is my approach, is I like to use the Australia Post If It Packs, It Posts, and that's their boxes, their satchels, and their mailer bags. And using that is going to guarantee you to make sure you are sticking into the realms of where you're going to get the best discounts. As soon as you start measuring things up yourself and weight, you start to get into some sticky situations and it might end up being more, and it might have been cheaper to put it into one of their, I guess, set boxes or bags or satchels. So something to really consider. For me, that's been working a charm, and it makes it so much easier when sizing things up too. Now, the other point is around sourcing. How can you potentially lower costs or increase profit margin when it comes to sourcing? And there's 3 points here. Is number 1 is tell people you resell. Let people know. Make sure people know. If they know, there will be people willing to give you stuff because it's just too hard for them to deal with. They don't want to sell it. Now, they might not give it to you for free, but they might give it to you thinking, oh, look, I know you can make some coin. What can, you take it off my hands for? And you can offer them a fair price, which they're going to get some cash, and you can move it along and still make some coin. And this has been working for me. I've been networking with a lot of people, whether it's in my local community, in the reselling network, in the reselling community as well, and building up those partnerships. And this week I had some great connection with one individual. I'm not going to mention his name because I'm not sure if he wants it to have his name mentioned. But I've been able to connect with him, help him move out the storage container, and I was able to get a few freebies, and that's how I've been able to source really, really low. But this week also, friends down the road, they're moving. Reached out to them. They had a few things out on the side of the road. I said, are you getting rid of anything else? I told them I'm a reseller, and they said, oh, I used to do this, but we're moving, don't have time to move that stock. If you want all these books, just take them. And I got some books, also got some electronics, and it's just about having a conversation, reaching out there and building the connection, building the friendship. So that's what's really been working for me, and that's how I've been able to source these things at $0 or at very, really cheap, like such at 36 cents a pop, because I'm buying in bulk. I'm buying huge quantity. The other one is looking around on the side of the road, hard rubbish. It's been a big one for me. I've picked up a few different video games, and I mean actual video games, but also consoles. I've picked up a Wii, I've picked up a PlayStation 2, picked up an Xbox, and they have brought in around an extra $150 to $200 within a single week, just because I picked them up off the side of the road, gave them a test, and if they weren't working, sell them as not working, not tested, only for parts. So that is my tips and tricks of how you can potentially lower your costs or increase your profit margin. These are things that I've been doing in the lockdown for the last, 8, 9, 10 weeks. but I'm going to ensure I'm doing this going forward as things start to open up as well, because this is crucial to ensure that I am getting the best bang for buck back into my pocket. So videos for this week. Well, we have a live stream coming up on Wednesday. It will be the celebrations opening, probably the last one of the celebration series. We're so close of completing all my cards that I want from this set, so make sure you come over to that. That will probably be around 8:30. Probably have a Pokemon Fun video as well on Wednesday. Saturday, week 22 of the 50k training plan, and then Sunday I have my podcast over at the Further Your Lifestyle podcast. Go check it out, www.furtheryourlifestyle.com. Yeah, lots is happening. It's all good. So that's it, team. Really do appreciate you being here. If you've got comments, let me know. Happy to continue the conversation in the comments below. And if you've got questions, I would love to be able to answer those questions and help anyone however I can. I'm 41 weeks into this. It's been a journey. I'm still learning, but I have a lot to give and share, and that's why I do this, to share with you guys. So appreciate you being here. You have a wonderful day, and make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle. Ciao.